One of our biggest problems today within society is people that refuse to acknowledge as to why we are the way we are towards a lot of people. In other words, people are degenerative. Um, they are degenerative enough to treat good-hearted and sober-minded people like complete and utter trash. But yet, when we treat them the same exact way, we're the ones in the wrong, and we're all the names under the sun. But if people took a step back and reflected on themselves, they would know that if they weren't behaving like the degenerative reprobates that they really are, by inflicting what they do on to others, we wouldn't be treating said people like trash, like they treat us. Common sense. That's like me walking out of this house, treating somebody like complete and utter trash, kicking them around the place, thinking I'm funny, thinking I'm, God's gift and high and almighty and all of these other things, laughing and joking, you know, without even acknowledging, you know, as to why that person would then later on treat me like trash. It's common sense. And this is what many people lack today. They wholeheartedly believe that they can go around living like degenerates, reprobates. In other words, they're quick enough to treat, good-hearted and sober-minded people like shit. But yet, when we treat them the same exact way, when we are cold, when we are distant, when we are aloof, they can't handle it. They can't take the rejection. Well, I've got news for those of you that live double-minded lives. Quit living like a degenerate. Quit living like a reprobate. And quit treating good-hearted and sober-minded people like trash. And maybe, just maybe, we won't treat you the same exact way. Go back to biblical manuscript. Matthew, I believe it is, 7:12 or 7:16, or I might have to put the real gospel scripture along with number within the video itself. That being can't quite remember the script, so I will have to share it within the video link description instead. The point I'm trying to make here is people, you can't go around treating good-hearted, sober-minded people like shit, living like reprobates, degenerates as you will, and then complain as to why we treat you the same exact way, why we ghost you, why we reject you. Because that right there, like I said, is a double-minded life. And God hates as well as despises double-minded people. You can't live a double-minded life out of reprobation even, and degeneration. By persecuting, as well as taking advantage of good-hearted, sober-minded people, and then have the sheer audacity to wait outside hours a lot of the time, projecting your boredom and only God knows what else. Is there any wonder why we treat people the same exact way they treat us? Is there any wonder why we've stopped giving to said people? Because one, they're a bunch of takers. Two, they don't even contribute. And even when they do contribute, it's based off of favours, wants, needs. So my shout out to people is, if you can reflect on yourselves, quit living like degenerative, moronic reprobates. Quit living a double-minded life. Quit persecuting and treating good-hearted and sober-minded people like complete and utter shite. And maybe, like I said, just maybe, we won't treat you the same exact way. These people have the sheer audacity as well as brass neck to complain when we treat them the way that we treat them. But yet they don't even acknowledge as to why we treat them like that in the first place. They're quick enough to dish it out, but yet when we give it back, folds over, they can't take it. They really and truly can't handle it. Well, I've got news for you, and I'll say it for the last and final time, because I don't want to repeat myself. Quit living like degenerative, moronic reprobates. Quit treating good-hearted and sober-minded people like complete and utter shite, thinking that you're winning in life, and acknowledge the reason as to why we treat you the way that we treat you. And until people can do that, we're forever going to treat you the same exact way you treat us. I'm not one for this, oh yeah, turn the other cheek. No. I mean, it's understandable, given, say, I don't know, my wife, for example, or somebody that I genuinely love and care about. They were having a stressful day and they said something in the heat of the moment and they were genuinely sorry. That I could work with. That I would more than happily turn the other cheek, because I know it's not an everyday occurrence, it's not an everyday thing. But when it's everyday, from pretty much the vast majority of people, no. Why should I turn the other cheek and act all understanding, welcoming, and all of these other things? Why should I give said people my fruits when they're quick enough to trample them? Not going to happen. Therefore, I'm going to leave each and every one of you on the street, reaping it all back, folds over, up to the point where the weight is now beginning to sit on your shoulders and drown each and every one of your souls. What's that saying? Those of you laugh now, but I'll be sure to laugh later. when I've actually won the game. The game being no game. Because I, for one, follow the gospel, the biblical manuscript. I, for one, so happen to understand human psychology better than people could ever, and I mean ever, understand themselves. And I'm more spiritually aware to my surroundings than people even realise. So I've got news for people. Acknowledge your own degenerative, moronic, reprobate-like behaviours that you treat others with, that is, and don't develop the brass neck nor complain when we treat you the same exact way. That's one thing I've learnt about people. They're quick enough to dish it, like I said, but when we treat them the same exact way and we throw it back however many folds over, they can't take it, they can't handle it. Which says more, really, about said people involved than it does me. I can take it, I can handle it. Do I deserve it, on the other hand? No, I don't. But it's expected. But that doesn't give people the right to continue treating me the way that they do. When people stop treating me the way that they do, I too will actually stop treating them the way that they treat me. It is what it is. Common sense.